Good Sunday evening, everyone. I'm meteorologist Erin Ashley in for the first time flying solo on 19atSIX. Hope you all enjoyed this brisk weekend the best that you could. And yeah, while we are seeing those temperatures this afternoon, this evening, real chilly in the 30s, the silver lining is it's not going to last too much longer. If you're tuning in on Facebook or our YouTube channels, go ahead and let us know where you're chiming in from. Would love to hear where everyone is across the tri-state area. But as of right now, not too bad outside. I mean, in terms of that sun, I want to go ahead and pull up one of our cameras to give you that amazing look outside. Particularly, I love using this camera. I've learned to love it, and it's this one, our Newport on the Levee camera. It's 36 right now in Cincinnati. Yeah, look at that beautiful, almost watercolor-ish sunset behind the Cincinnati skyline, and deep blue skies is what we were able to tap into today. But 36 degrees, I mean, yeah, it was definitely cold outside, still is rather cold outside. In fact, those clear skies that we're seeing right now, picking up on each of our cameras around town, the ones that you're seeing now too, going to allow those temperatures to, in some areas, cut in half. I wouldn't be surprised if some of us were to see that number on the thermometer, going to be a little bit colder there in the teens. Yeah, not the most extreme cold that we've dealt with here in the tri-state area, but definitely something that you'll want to have the winter works at the ready, especially stepping out the door tomorrow morning for that first day of the work week. I'm sorry, guys, you're going to have to do so with the winter works. And so what I mean by that, of course, is going to be the hats, the gloves, maybe even the scarves. Even the slightest bit of a breeze is going to make the low 20s here in Cincinnati feel extra cold. Again, some of us dropping into the teens, most of us just hovering around 20 degrees. Clear skies, going to make for some nice sunshine there for that first day of the work week. 49 degrees tomorrow. Something to look forward to, especially towards the afternoon where we're able to pair that 49 with a good deal of sunshine. We'll take it, right? Feeling more seasonable for this time of year, right near average for the first few days of March, if you can believe it. It's already here. It arrived yesterday, and those temperatures, they really just keep going in that first alert extended forecast into our midweek showers and storms, which we have to talk about the update with this because the timing is crucial, but we're seeing less and less severe potential with this, and I'll show you why coming up in the next few minutes. So what you need to know over the next 7 days is that your wardrobe is going to be getting a workout. We call this a charcuterie board of a forecast, meaning there is everything in it from the bitter cold that we're seeing tonight to the 60s, almost a little over 24 hours after that bitter cold starts. So 61 degrees on Tuesday is actually where we're going to see those temperatures max out. Don't be fooled by that rainy icon for Tuesday. Most of the day is looking dry. You might catch a little bit of light rain or thicker clouds in the first half of the day. I'd say most of these showers are going to be kind of bumped to the evening. It really just depends on that warm front, right? How soon do we get those warmer temperatures? And if they arrive a little bit earlier in the morning, we could just very well see some raindrops coming with it as well. So just something to keep in mind. I'd say Wednesday, and especially overnight into Wednesday, that's when the weather, you're going to really notice it. And showers, maybe a few rumbles of thunder. I'd say the biggest impact with this midweek system is going to end up being the winds. We're definitely talking about issuing a first alert weather day for wind gusts on Wednesday up to about 45 miles per hour. And again, we're going to be able to see those blustery conditions last into Thursday as well. But you'll notice between Tuesday and Wednesday, you got a nice 54 degrees right there. That's our way of saying, hey, temperatures in the morning going to be warmer than they are around dinner time. So mid 50s is something that we're going to be seeing, I'd say, right when we're heading out to work, out to school with the raindrops. And then later on in the day, as the winds kick up, that cold front kicks on through and temperatures drop by dinner time to the mid 40s. So not a huge drop, not immediately going to be super, super cold. But I mean, by Thursday morning, back to freezing we go. And yes, that does open up the opportunity for some morning flurries. I know we're saying snow here. It's not going to be extreme snow. In fact, many of those snowflakes, I should say, going to struggle to stick with those highs in the low 40s. I mean, yeah, coming off a low of 29 degrees and leading into a low of 31. yeah, maybe a little bit of a dusting on the metal, the grasses, things like that. But we're not seeing too much impact in the snow itself, rather the winds that come with it. So I know I'm kind of unpacking a lot in that first alert extended forecast. Kind of just wanted to, off the top, give you what to expect in your weekend weather in case you've got things that you need to tend to before said week in weather. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the almanac. Right, for today we saw a high of 36 degrees, and that is just a couple degrees cooler than what our forecast was this time last night. And that is because temperatures this morning, frigid, in the mid-teens. Those clear skies, they came in a little bit earlier, and that helped clear those, that helped tank those temperatures, right? So that's something that we're going to be watching overnight into Monday as well. So average, as far as those temperatures go, just 10 degrees below average, definitely a little bit of a cold start to your March with this weekend, and it was shown in both the highs and the lows. No precip today, no precip tomorrow, but we do need to talk about Tuesday and Wednesday, which are going to be the next active weather days, if you will. It comes with a little bit of warmer temperatures. I know some people, their ears perked up when I said that, but we're already starting to see signs of that bigger system brewing farther west of the area, south and west, of course. And I do want to give you guys that first alert that anything strong or severe, the potential for it, is seen well south of our area. That has been the trend that all of us at the Fox 19 First Alert Weather Team have seen over the last few days, and good news is that it's holding. The trend is our friend right now, keeping that severe threat out of the tri-state area. But of course, we just can't rule out the isolated, stronger storm reaching as far north of the area. So this is where it's at right now. I'll show you where it's coming here in just a couple of minutes. Temperatures right now for Sunday at 6 o'clock, 6:07, I should say. We got nice 36 degrees at CVG. That's that forecast high, or that is that high that the almanac was showing. We got some areas already dipping to the freezing mark in Batesville, Wilmington, and Richmond. And yeah, everyone's going to join that party here soon. Winds not posing too much of an impact, but with these temperatures, yeah, it's going to be feeling just a little extra cold at times. Those wind chills north of Cincinnati in the 20s. So tonight, a little refresher on that forecast. A low of 22 here in Cincinnati, some areas in the teens, and clear skies leads into a pleasant day tomorrow. Not a whole lot of impact in the weather there for your Monday. Maybe the sun is the biggest impact. Sport your shades, folks. But 49 degrees, we'll take it, especially for March 3rd, right? After a freezing start, we're back into something a little bit more normal for this time of year by dinner time. As far as travel goes, if you're heading up 71, up 75, you're of course going to be encountering that colder air. Heading down south, just some extra clouds that comes with that system that we're tracking, but I'd argue that if you're heading down towards Lexington, you're still not going to see the rain, whereas Nashville, St. Louis, starting to get closer to that system, and you might very well run into it, right? Let's talk about it. Let's see what looks ahead here on the First Alert forecast model. Waking up tomorrow morning. This is 6 o'clock on our forecast model. Many of us in the mid to low 20s, a cold start there to your Monday. And then we get a little bit closer to the late morning, even into the afternoon, as temperatures kind of max out where they're supposed to, around 4:30. Mid to low 40s, feeling a little bit more normal, but you'll notice some extra clouds towards the second half of the day. That's that leading edge that is saying, hey, here comes a little bit of those thicker clouds, a little bit of showers even. And what we're seeing here in this extended forecast as well is while we do see some extra thick clouds on Tuesday, maybe a few raindrops, you'll see that north of the area here on our forecast model. By the afternoon, many of us are still dry, a little bit humid, and a little bit warm. Temperatures knocking on the door of 60 degrees at this time for Tuesday. Again, Tuesday's the warmest day out of that First Alert extended forecast. Keep that in mind. Here's 9 into 10 o'clock on Tuesday. Those showers on the horizon. If you're not hearing the raindrops, you will overnight into your Wednesday. So I'm going to show you the zoomed out look because I want to show you what those south of our area, what they're going to be seeing over the next few days. Because if we see this drift a little bit farther north, that would increase our severe risk. That's not what we're seeing. That's not what we have seen. But of course, that's what we're watching for. If it were to change, we would of course let you know. way down there where we see the yellows, the oranges, the darker greens, heavy rain, gusty winds, thunderstorms, you name it. It is starting to feel a little bit more like spring, so it's going to look like it too in some of these showers and these storms. Whereas here, we're kind of getting that top part of that system in which we see the isolated strong storm stretching from that big cluster, right? We're mainly getting the rain and the winds from this system. Nothing extreme on both sides of it, but just enough to really impact those plans. Again, that's going to be late Tuesday into Wednesday. This is Wednesday at 1 o'clock on our forecast model. And you'll notice as I get later and later into Wednesday, that cold air, it comes in and it comes in cold. Yeah, some flurries on the backside of this. And like I mentioned a few minutes ago, we're not seeing heavy impact in the snow itself, but of course, just enough to say it happened. And then, of course, this time next weekend, we are tracking just a little bit more of those mild temperatures once everything is said and done with the snow. So I know there's a lot to unpack there. We will get to the questions here in just a second. I do want to show you, as far as rainfall totals go, what we are looking at. And there's the numbers. This hasn't changed from last night. This hasn't changed from yesterday morning either, or this morning. It's kind of staying steady, about 1/2 inch, generally speaking. And then some of us could see those higher totals, anywhere from 1/2 inch, even up to an inch with those soaking showers. Again, most of that heavy rain is going to be happening overnight into Wednesday, right? Gusty winds come with it. That's really where the impact is seen, but that could stretch into that Wednesday morning commute. Always something to keep in mind. We'll go ahead and check our comments real quick. Yeah, we've got plenty. Greg's tuning in from Silver Grove, Kentucky. Hi, Greg. We appreciate you tuning in. Molly, hopefully you had a nice Sunday, chill day, but the sunshine is bright. Molly, at my old station, I was the weekend morning meteorologist, and so I flipped. And now I'm weekend evening, so I get to enjoy the weather I predict sometimes, and so I took advantage of the day like today, even though it was 39 degrees or 36 here in Cincinnati. Not too bad, especially in the sun. So I appreciate you tuning in and chiming in. Hi, Erin from Hillsboro. Hi, Dave from Cincinnati. Susan, hi, Erin. So glad you're here. It's been a beautiful day. I agree, Susan, and I'm so lucky to be here. And if you're wondering who I am, hello, I'm the newest meteorologist here at Fox 19. My name is Erin. I'm from Cincinnati. I grew up in Milford, went to Goshen local schools. Then I pit stop college at Ohio University, pit stop in Toledo as that weekend morning meteorologist, and now I'm back home and I'm happy to be here. Jennifer, good evening, watching from Alexandria. I love Alexandria. Hi from Florence. Hi, Sarah, and hello. Hopefully you all have been enjoying this Sunday to the best of your ability. I know it wasn't the 50s and 60s that we saw a few days ago last week, but hey, sunny nevertheless. So I agree with you, Susan. Today has been a beautiful day. And while we have plenty of beautiful opportunities, if you will, to get outside in the next few days, we also want to give you the first alert that, yeah, while it does turn warmer, it does get more active, hence why we're watching for heavier rain and gusty winds with Wednesday. It also, that active weather, it brings in the cold temperatures behind it. I want to give you the first alert about these wind gusts that are going to tank those temperatures. So we're going to feel them getting breezier on Tuesday afternoon and evening. So I don't know if people are doing outdoor practices yet. I know I was doing outdoor practices by this time of year. I played soccer growing up, and so I was always watching this forecast for Tuesday evenings in particular. Yeah, rain's going to be knocking on the door. It's nothing. Tuesday afternoon, early evening, I'd say you're good. It may be a little breezy, but it'll be pretty nice. Cloudy, and yeah, we can't rule out some showers as well, but I think most of those showers are going to hold off until after the sun sets. So let's speed run through Wednesday. Still noticing those winds, about 30 miles per hour. Here's the impact Wednesday afternoon when we're starting to see that cold front kick on through. We are seeing generally 40 miles per hour, 45 miles per hour as well. You could get the isolated 50 mile per hour wind gust. I will say the data has kind of been backing off a little bit from that opportunity, from that chance, if you will. And so I'm saying 40, expect 40, and then maybe 45 to 50 miles per hour. We get into Wednesday, into Thursday, those winds they're still gusting a pretty decent amount by Thursday afternoon, 30 to 35 miles per hour. And folks, this is when those temperatures are going to be colder. And so yeah, while we're seeing some snow because of those cold temperatures, they're also going to have the winds are also going to have a bit of a bite to it. So I want to show you those wind chills as well as we get into the midweek. So here, I want you guys to see the difference on this. We're waking up Wednesday feeling like the mid-50s. Hey, spring has sprung in some spots. And then there's that cold front. We're ending the day feeling like the mid to low 30s. And then Thursday morning, some of us wind chills in the teens. So while those temperatures aren't going to be in the teens that morning, still looking at them in the 20s, those winds up to about 30 miles per hour, it's going to make it feel like those temperatures that we're seeing tonight. Hopefully you put that all together. I know I kind of just word vomited at you. Temperatures tonight are going to be colder than they are later on this week. This is the coldest night of the next 7 days. There you go. That's a good way to put it, right? You're almost done, everyone. You're almost done. And then again, we don't see a whole lot of relief there for Thursday afternoon, feeling like the mid to low 30s. We'll go ahead and take a look here at comments once again. Oh my gosh. Oh, cute. Hello from a fellow warrior alone, Felicia. Oh my gosh. Hello. I'm so happy that I'm actually talking to the people who, I don't know, I'm so happy to be here, Felicia. Thank you so much for saying hi, and yeah, warrior up. Campbell County, yeah, Jennifer, I love Campbell County. I went to a lot of competitions down there. Claire Mitchell, my girl, she's one of my best friends from up in Toledo. You're doing great, thanks for the weather report. Girl, it's almost like I get paid to do this. I hope you're doing just amazing. I'll talk to you so soon, I'll call you. Will it be cold on Monday and Tuesday in Toledo? Oh, God. I knew this was going to happen, Robert. Oh, Lord. Yeah, it'll be colder than us here in Cincinnati. I don't have the exact numbers for you, Robert, because I'm kind of getting paid to do it for us here in Cincinnati. But I would argue that Monday, Tuesday, I mean, here in Cincinnati, we're seeing 40s and then the 60s. So you guys are probably like 30s and then knocking on the door of 50s for you up and Robert. I appreciate you following me down to Cincinnati, but you know where to find exact numbers for the Toledo area. Warm it up, says Steve. Hey, 60 degrees by Tuesday? You're welcome. Hello, says Betty. Hi, Betty. Thank you so much for tuning in this afternoon. I do appreciate it. All right, the time now is 6:18. I want to get back into that first alert extended forecast real quick to kind of start to put a bow on things, of course. A roller coaster. Very typical for this time of year. Wild weather, of course, something we're used to here in the tri-state area, and it does come with plenty of times of sun and temperatures that are supposed to be here, like the upper 40s. So Monday, tomorrow, it starts cold. Heading out to the bus stop, heading out to work, even just the walk from the door to the car to the door, it's gonna be freezing, right? I know I'm the kind of person that bundles up just for the 2 minutes that I'm outside, but hey, do it if you need to. 38 degrees waking up on Tuesday, so again, something a little bit more normal for this time of year. 61 though by Tuesday. That's going to be leaning towards, I mean, of course, the dinner time hours, but the rain really just depends, like with these warm fronts, you don't exactly have a line of these showers coming in, like a cold front does. A warm front, it brings in the warm air, but it could bring the showers right ahead of it, right along it, or even a little bit behind it. Really just depends. So something that we're going to be watching is maybe a couple of light showers by midday, and then the heavier rain moving in, there we go, in the evening. Most of that going to be just rain and some rumbles of thunder as well. It's going to keep those temperatures pretty steady heading into Wednesday. I know the low for Tuesday night into Wednesday is the mid-50s. And this is kind of our way of saying, hey, we're waking up in the mid-50s, but by the end of the day, by dinner time, we're in the mid-40s. So expect that temperature drop with the cool air moving on through, of course, and the winds will kick up as well. This doesn't say it for Ash Wednesday's forecast, but of course, Thunderstorms can't be ruled out. Again, the threat of anything strong or severe is seen still well south of the area. I'd say we're just going to get some winds that'll toss around those outdoor decorations. I know some people are being proactive with this right now. You might want to bring them in for Wednesday, leave them in for Thursday, because you'll see it here on this forecast. It's still blustery. Even once everything is said and done with the rain, even the chance for thunder, we're still left with those wind gusts in the mid-30s, so 42 degrees that afternoon after a cold start in the 20s that morning. By Friday, we're already back in the 50s. A good mix of sun and clouds there, a normal-ish start to the day. We quiet down just a bit before our next chance for rain, which of course shortly follows as per usual, and temperatures in the mid to low 50s as we spring forward. And if you're anything like me, you can't believe that that icon is already here. I can't believe March 9th is already in the 7-day. I can't believe daylight saving time starts less than a week from now. Yeah, because that'll be Sunday morning, in which you'll see the clock jump, spring forward, if you will. Let me pull up some more information about that, actually, because while we do lose an hour of sleep, we also gain daylight. So I know it's kind of a hot topic. I'm not going to go into it too deeply, but daylight saving time will begin next week, next Sunday, with a nice sunrise at 7:58, but look at the sunset, 7:39. Those of us who are waiting for it, you got a little less than a week from now until that really starts. All right, we've got more people chiming in the comments. Betty, I'll hope it will warm up and stay warm. I was talking to Ethan about this just an hour ago or so. In this 7-day forecast, it's like we're taking 2 steps forward with the temperatures and then 1 step back, meaning we're seeing a bigger warm up in the midweek. I'll pull it up here in just a second. Yeah, here's 61 Tuesday. And then, yeah, temperatures, they do tank. Once again, back into the mid to low 40s. Still cold, still opening up the opportunity for a bit of flurries, but it's not as cold as what we've seen this weekend. Hence, we go 61, but only to the 40s. Back to the 50s, and then things are kind of just playing it out from there, of course, in that 14-day forecast, which I'll show you here in just a second, what the trends are going to be in the long term. But, Betty, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, until eventually we get a little bit closer to summer, in which we kind of plateau. Hi, Erin from Dry Ridge. Hi, Linda. I appreciate you tuning in this Sunday evening at 6:23. Again, while things are going to be pretty cold, or they're cold now, they're getting colder later on, something to look forward to is going to be the 60s, not too far on the horizon. Let's go ahead and show you that 14-day outlook, because it does a really good job of showing the temperature trends, of course, in the long term, but how right now compares to what we can expect later on. And I do need to make a couple of edits here and there, so bear with me. What we are seeing is, yeah, we're going to have a drop in temperatures in the short term. And then in the long term, here's the 2 steps forward and 1 step back that I'm talking about. 40s, 60s, maybe even 70, and then back down just a bit. It really just depends on when those showers and storms are coming back into the forecast to cool us down. But instead of us knocking on the door of 60 like we were this last week, we're knocking on the door of 70. So 2 steps forward and 1 step back. I appreciate you all tuning in once again. So let's go ahead and look once again. Hi, Erin from Huron, Ohio. Hi, Caleb. It's so good to see you tuning in this afternoon. I got to get used to that. This afternoon, it is 6:24 in the evening, and I did cross post this to my personal or my Facebook account. So let's see if there's anything going on in these comments. Hopefully things are going pretty well. Okay, yeah. Oh, I have one of my teachers who's saying hi. Hi, Mrs. Dewar. Oregon, Ohio misses you. It's good to see you. Terry, it's great to hear from you. I miss you all as well. Hey, from Michigan. Yeah. Hi. I was just talking to Ethan about how I miss Michigan, and I love Michigan. Northwest Ohio misses you. I miss you guys too. Miss you in Toledo. You did great in Toledo. Thank you all so much for following me down here. I do appreciate it. Well, maybe a 70, says Susan. I know. And honestly, don't take the numbers in that 14-day, don't take them to heart, because it's our way of saying, hey, this is roughly where we're going to see things end up. That's why it's not exactly too detailed, because we don't have a good picture of how these days are going to play out. I'll show you what we do know is we're going to notice warming up into next weekend. So next weekend's going to be a lot more pleasant than this weekend. That's something that we're seeing in the forecast. But then the temperatures keep climbing. And yeah, on this 14-day, there's technically a 70 degrees, but I'd say just expect that to be the warmest day out of the and beyond forecast. And then, of course, scattered rain chances. We might see a more active pattern ending that second week in March. So again, with a 14-day, with, something that is so far out, we can't exactly, and we won't exactly put down specific numbers and be like, this is exactly what's going to happen, because that's going to change. This is to show you guys trends. So right now, expect things to be cold. They're going to be warmer. And then just as a result of it getting warmer, it comes with some chances for rain as well. We're not seeing any signs of anything extreme. No extreme cold, no extreme heat out of the next 2 weeks. Just spring through and through for the tri-state area, at least for the next 14 days. I'm from Michigan, but I'm currently in Huron, Ohio. Oh, okay. Michigan's beautiful. I love Huron. I stayed on the lake there pretty recently. Williamsburg, Ohio. Oh my gosh. So I went to Goshen. I would frequent Williamsburg, Ohio out there. Hopefully we'll see you at Cedar Point. I'll see if I can get up to the Point later on this summer, because hopefully it's not too active to where I have to be down here all the time, but sometimes you got to plan for it. And I know those of you who are tuning in from Toledo know that I kind of came in with a bang with that tornado outbreak. Not seeing that here in Cincinnati. Woo! We'll take it, right? Let's reiterate what we're seeing in this 7-day forecast, what we do know, have a good idea of, and that is going to be cold tonight, less cold the midweek, but a little bit more active as a result. Here's a first alert extended forecast. 49 degrees, mostly sunny there Monday. Clouds thicken by Tuesday, temperatures peak by Tuesday, and yes, the rains will start to fall. That's mainly going to be in the evening, but yeah, you might catch some lighter showers by midday. Wednesday, Ash Wednesday, I don't think it's going to rain all day, but with that cold front coming on through, we expect the gustiest winds to happen around then. That's why it's kind of the top part of Wednesday, and it could very well end up being a first alert weather day because of the winds. Those showers producing about 1/2 inch of rain. You'll notice that the morning is going to be in the mid-50s, the late afternoon in the mid-40s. That's that cold front kicking on through. Temperatures, they just keep dropping into the upper 20s by Thursday morning. Opens up the door for some flurries. Not expecting a big impact in those flurries. Just enough to say that it's happening. Blustery conditions make the low 40s feel like the 20s, maybe even the teens for Thursday. That's the morning. Afternoon, of course, feels better. Friday into Saturday, temperatures mid to low 50s. Variably cloudy. Some showers, bear watching there for any Saturday plans. And we spring forward, the sun comes out, and the temperatures start their rise once again into that 14-day forecast, which brings up, hey, we could very well be seeing the first 70-degree temperature that we've seen here in a chunk of time. All right, I'm not seeing any new comments coming on in, no new questions, which hopefully means I'm doing you guys have a good idea of the forecast, right? Good evening from Birmingham, Alabama. Good evening from Cincinnati, Ohio. I hope you're not lost, but it's great to see you. Ethan's over there somewhere. He's letting me do this all by myself. Thank you, Ethan. But yeah, I think that pretty much summarizes everything that we have been watching over the last couple of days. Again, just kind of be prepared for everything. Have that Fox 19 First Alert Weather app at the ready. You guys know the sitch. And of course, I'll have the latest information coming in later on tonight. My first time on air in Cincinnati. at 10 o'clock, of course, on Fox 19. I do appreciate everyone tuning in this afternoon, and of course, on behalf of everyone here at Fox 19, thank you so much for tuning in, and have a fantastic rest of your Sunday.